And we got to mention Joe Burrow's window opening up to return from IR. This is an interesting one.
He's available in he's rostered in, I think, about 60% of leagues, so he doesn't make our threshold, but he's out there in about 40% of leagues. Very much worth seeing if he's out there. Sounds like the reporting is that he expects to come back in week 13. So basically, you get to see him for 2 weeks for the fantasy playoffs.
Earliest end of the timeline, by the way, for this injury. I guess the question is, and I don't think they'll go by this, but if they're playing for nothing, for a guy that has significant injuries every year, do you put him out there?
So I would say no.
I think they do, though.
I agree with you. And I also think it's because Joe Burrow has this sort of injury-prone tag, and he wants to, I'll prove it to them. But you're just like,
be with his guys.
Also, is Zach Taylor getting fired if they go 4-13?
He's not. He's absolutely not. And I will tell you why. Because the Bengals owner, this is why I always feel bad for Bengals fans, because you always get boned. Their owner is like the cheapest guy. I think he's the cheapest owner in the NFL.
I would agree.
And I believe, producer Damien, correct me if I'm wrong on this fact check here. But
stop the draft, Damien.
No, stop the draft, Damien. No, I believe that the Bengals have never fired a coach under contract. They've let contracts expire.
Pay out a contract.
They never want to pay somebody not to coach for them. Like that's an organizational thing. And I think Zach Taylor's got a couple more years. He signed an extension a couple years ago, and someone can look that up. But I think there's no chance that Zach Taylor gets fired before his contract is up. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I've had people say to me they think Joe Burrow gets traded. Seeing what Joe Flacco has done with this offense and, Chase and Higgins and everything like that.
Let's not get crazy.
I agree with you.
That'd be a historic decision.
But could you, if you're like, we think this offensive system is good, we've got this offensive weapons, and you have a competent quarterback here, could you trade Joe Burrow and get a bunch of number ones and just a boatload of draft picks because you've got to reload that defense?
Yeah, we're not trading Joe Burrow.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
He's worth 5 ones.
I agree with you.
He's worth all 5 of the Jets' first
I
picks
1,000% agree.
Yeah.
But somebody might do that.
Yeah. I just think the Bengals would be absolutely insane.
I agree with you.
Absolutely insane.
But what you and I and Jay think is rational doesn't necessarily mean.
Compared to Mike Brown, who also employs the smallest scouting department in the NFL. They don't pay out coaching contracts.
Yeah.
I think all that to say, Joe Burrow probably comes back and plays, no matter what their record
is. It is worth checking to see if he's available on your waiver wire. And I would say, especially if you feel pretty good about your chances of making the playoffs, I would dump a reasonably usable player for the next couple of weeks for Joe Burrow. Because, yes, is there a scenario where they're out of it and they shut him down? But I think he wants to play regardless. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.